In this video, I'm going to introduce you to the world of quiz videos. I'm on YouTube, of course, and I put in a search here for quiz videos, but I haven't actually hit search yet. So let's do that part and see what comes up in the search. And I'm going to recognize a bunch of these because I've already been doing the research. Like this is a big channel right here, Quiz Blitz. There are sometimes ones that look like this, which I personally don't think are very effective because they're not cute and they're not like bouncing out at you. They're just kind of plain looking. This is more the kind of thing that we're going to end up seeing. And I'm going to go into these YouTube channels in this video. So just to come here and, you should do this, come and browse around and see what you find. Like here's that Quiz Blitz again, and they've got this particular video right here that we're looking at, 50 questions. And it might be small on the video I'm making for you, but this says 956,000 views, right? This is a huge number. And also note that this is about 14 minutes long. So I'm going to show some of those lengths as well. And start to see a bunch of these look similar, but that's okay because they're very popular. So I'm going to go into some of these channels in more detail. I have a bunch of tabs open. I don't know if I'll get to all of them, but let's get started in no particular order other than the way I have the tabs open. All right, so here's one called Guessers. This is quiz, so you guess answers, right? So that's a good name for it. I like to go here and see their latest videos here. 21 hours ago, 1 day ago, 2 days ago. This is important for turning this into something profitable, is to be consistent. Like these people obviously are doing this every day because this says 3 days ago, 5 days ago, 7 days ago, 8 days ago. So nearly every day they're putting one of these up. In total, they have 444 videos. Now that might seem overwhelming and like way too much to even grasp, how am I going to do this? But once you get a system down with these, it becomes easier, and you may actually hire some of the work out to other people. You can find relatively inexpensive people, VAs, I guess, who would do some of this work for you. Of course, I totally encourage you, it might be necessary that you do a few of these first, totally from start to finish, so you know how to explain it to someone else. Now, I also like to go on any of these channels and go into this more link here and get all the information about this channel. The most important thing being, as far as I'm concerned, when I look at this, is when did they start, all right? So this is almost to the day 2 years ago. So in 2 years, they've gotten 78,000 subscribers. They've done 400 videos. So on average, they're doing about one every other day. They may have started slow and then accelerated their pace of uploading them, but they've got 25 million views. So this is pretty impressive. And actually, as you'll see, this is one of the smaller channels I'm going to show you. All right, so let's go to another one. And somewhere in the middle of all this, I'll stop and actually play a video or two. I just want to get through some of the channels that are popular here. Here's the Quiz Blitz one. All right, so 806,000 subscribers, 676 videos. This number is incredible, 806,000 subscribers. Well, why is that incredible other than it's a big number? Because they are making money off of the ad revenue. You're probably familiar, most people are, that you go to YouTube, you watch videos, and there's ads in the videos. Well, those are money earners for the channels that have the ads showing on them. And more details about that are in another video that I'm making here. Just want to show you the more subscribers, it's very likely the more money you are going to make. And let's see here. I'm recording this video in mid-December 2024. So this has been open only, is it even 18 months or so? And they already have this incredible number of 806,000 subscribers. Let's see if we can go into one of their videos. Trying to look at one that's... I'm trying to get away from the Christmas ones. They have so much of this. I just want to look like a more general trivia one. Yeah, like here we go. 50 questions. How is your general knowledge? And got to get rid of the ad first, but this is great because what's the first thing I see is an ad. This is how these people are making money. All right, so ads are really, really important, and you can't run ads till you reach a certain level of
Get an Airbnb
having
and
been on
get more
YouTube. I'll talk
space.
about that as well. But I'm going to skip this to get out of the ad and just
Welcome
let
back
this
to
video
Quiz
play
Blitz.
by itself for a few minutes.
Let's see if you're a real genius with this quiz of 50 questions to test your general knowledge. Let's go! Before starting, please subscribe to the Quiz Blitz channel for more exciting quizzes. First question. What is the tallest tower in the world? The One World Trade Center, the Eiffel Tower, or the Burj Khalifa? Yes! It's the Burj Khalifa in Dubai with a height of 2,717 feet.
So I'm pausing that for a moment. I'll start it again. I just want to point out a few things that we've seen already is they have a nice intro into the videos. So they might have had somebody create what's called an intro for them. And then they have a piece about subscribe to the channel. So that's really important too. Just give people a what's called a call to action. Hey, subscribe. And that's how they get all the subscribers, by encouraging people to subscribe. And finally, in these videos here, we only watched one challenge so far. There's nothing where a person actually interacts with it. In other words, I can't touch the screen and say, okay, I'm going to pick out C as the answer. I just have to wait. There is no interaction with YouTube videos. There's nothing you can touch. Like if you're watching on your phone, it won't do anything other than maybe pause the video, which is not what you want. But let me point out some things here, which you'll see more about in other videos where I discuss the layouts and stuff. A lot of these videos follow the same type of layout. There's a number here in the upper left corner. Then there's the question, of course, along the top. They may have their channel name here. Sometimes it's on both sides, kind of vertical placed. And there's usually some logo in the corner. And there's a lot of animation, and as you see, things bounce around the screen. And that actually is all done in Canva, which, of course, I'm going to show you how to do in another video. But let's continue.
What is the name of this fruit? Dragon fruit, mango, or papaya?
Also notice there's a countdown bar here. That's really important too.
Yes, it's a mango. How many faces does a cube have? 4, 6, or 8?
And I think this is pretty much how these videos are.
6.
All right, so I paused that. That's a really great example of what these quiz videos are. They're very visual, they're very exciting, they're animated, they have music playing in the background, at least most of them do. The voiceover could be you, it could be somebody you hire, and it could even be AI-generated voices. All right, let's move on to another channel because I want to show the channels more than anything in this video. Was that just the one we did? No, that's Quiz Blitz. Some of these sound familiar. The Quiz channel, all right? So this is a smaller one with 229,000 subscribers. Now, that's a relative thing. When I say small, that is still a huge channel compared to so many other things on YouTube. Let's see when they got started. So they've been around for a while. Okay, so 4 or 5 years, right? And I guess 314 videos. So their growth, I'm going to make a correlation. My best guess here is that they have a smaller number of subscribers because they haven't been putting out videos consistently. If they did 300 over the course of 5 years, that's not very active. So they still get a lot of views and they're doing good here. I also can see 1 day ago, 3 days, 10 days. See, there's a whole week missing there, 2 weeks ago, and so on and so on. So consistency is important for getting the most number of subscribers. But on the flip side of that, you could see even a channel like this, which isn't that crazy with posting new videos, has still got a really good following. All right, let's move on to another. Mind games. And, you know, by the way, why am I pulling up these particular ones? Only because I did some research the other day, and the ones that showed up for me when I did that initial search, and I was just curious to go into the ones that I saw and find out some stuff. So 132,000 subscribers, 300 videos, and they got started about 1.5 years ago, which is great because brings out another point that these channels can grow pretty fast. Again, consistency, and you'll start to see that a lot of the quiz videos all look the same at some point. Very visual color schemes, all that. I mean, here's some red and blue and some white text. Going back at some others, I don't know if they're quite the same, but you know, this looks like a similar look. I even think possibly that some of these channels are owned, that more than one channel is owned by the same person. That is possible. All right, let's move on. Quiz Tunnel. Okay, so just my personal opinion. These are not attractive. I don't feel like excited. I just see some text. Yeah. However, they still have nearly 50,000 subscribers. And when did they start? About a year and a half ago. All right, and just 95 videos. So even at a lower level of production, let's call it, and you can see how these all look, they're still getting views. I mean, I don't know if in the video you could see this, but here, this video right here, I guess these are more like riddles. Only a genius can solve these riddles. And maybe I'll open this one up in a moment. Has 3 million views. And it came out just 4 months ago. That's an enormous number. Let's just see what this is for a moment. And so far, there's no speaking. That's interesting as well. There are sound effects. And there's some music, but there's no talking. Interesting. Now, I don't even see a countdown, unless that's the countdown right here. I guess it is. Well, finally, I want to know what the answer is. I am a color. You can eat me. What am I? I guess an orange, right? Let's see. All right. Well, that was a little easy, I think. All right. Let's go back, because I want to also, I didn't think to mention this earlier as we're going through all these channels, and maybe I'll go back a couple as well. What I want to look at is the length of these, all right? And it might be hard to see on the video I'm making for you right here, but this is 21 minutes long, 14 minutes long, 26 minutes long, 10 minutes long, which means two things. It means they take more work to create these videos, but on the other hand, they bring in the watch hours faster. I'll explain the monetization in a moment, but they're getting their watch hours up probably pretty fast by making these longer videos. And I've noticed that a lot of these channels do have longer videos here, 12 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 11 minutes. I did see a channel somewhere with one that was like 2 hours long. I couldn't believe it. 10, 15, 12, 15. Here, this one right here, this music quiz, 30 minutes. It's a 30-minute video. Came out 1 month ago. It has 43,000 views. All right, let's go on a little more and a little more, because after a while, they're repetitive. All right, Quiz Rainbow has 555,000 subscribers, 373 videos, but of course, how long did it take them? When did they start? All right, years ago, like 4 years ago, so their pace hasn't been all that busy. I can see here 1 day ago, 3, 5, 7. But I'm wondering if a lot of these channels got faster as they went along and started slow. Just no way to know unless I started doing a lot of research. The Daily Quiz. Well, I hope they're posting them daily then. That would make sense for their name. 23 hours ago. Is this one of the ones I looked at? I'm not sure. They start to look all the same after a while. Oh, I guess not, because look at this. 2 million subscribers. That is huge. 2 million subscribers. And they got started, quite a while ago. 9 years ago. So, 8, 9 years ago. All right, well, we're going to try and build up to a high number of subscribers faster than taking a decade to do it. So let's move on here. Quizzes for you. Now, this one, I'm not going to play the video per se, or maybe I will just for a moment. I don't particularly like this because the guy's talking in them and you see him talking. This is not like the other ones, and he has a shorter number of subscribers, a smaller number, still 142,000 of them. and he started in 2021. But let's see. I believe we're going to see him
If you
talking.
want to quit your job,
No, not
and
that.
build
This is a
your own
commercial.
business,
This is an
would you
ad, which
rather
is
start with
exactly what
something
these
brand
channels
new,
want.
or something that's
So
been
they
around
make
in-
money. Have to get past their intro stuff, but it's good to know that it's there.
Hi and welcome to another quiz. I hope you're having a great day. This quiz is all about the 60s and 70s. There's questions.
So that's all I'm going to show here. I wanted you to see how this is different from the others. He talks the quizzes out, which personally I don't think is as effective as just having those cute ones with everything bouncing around. All right, I'm almost near the end here. This has 27,000 subscribers and only 5 videos. Maybe I'll just skip that one. All right, and what's this last one? 522,000 subscribers, 722 videos, and got started just about 2 years ago. So been consistent, got a lot of videos up there, and getting a lot of watch hours. And I'm going to show you, I think it's a video right after this, a utility called Social Blade, which shows more information about the subscribers, the channel, how much money they make, and about the videos themselves. So the last thing I want to do in this first video here is to show you the monetization. So when I say you run, that ads are run on your channel or on your videos, you first have to reach a certain threshold for those even to occur. It's actually, I think it's more this one I want to see. Right here, unlock revenue sharing from ads. That's what you want. When you hit 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 public watch hours. So you can do one or the other. And I believe with these kind of channels, this comes up pretty quick so that you get monetized pretty fast. All right, so that's it for this video, and I will show more in the following videos.